Think you know everything about Star Wars: A New Hope? Well, you're in for a surprise. From bizarre casting choices to on-set disasters that nearly destroyed the film, these facts are going to change the way you see this classic forever. Did you know George Lucas almost quit the film halfway through production? Or that one of the most iconic scenes was actually a total accident? Stay tuned, because fact number 12 will blow your mind. Tell me in the comments, how many of these secrets did you already know? George Lucas almost quit the film. George Lucas faced so many obstacles during production that he nearly walked away from A New Hope. Between constant budget issues, studio doubts, and technical problems, Lucas felt the movie might fail before it even premiered. At one point, the stress became so overwhelming that he collapsed from exhaustion. If Lucas had truly given up, the entire Star Wars universe might never have existed. Imagine a world without Darth Vader, lightsabers, or the Force. It's hard to believe that one man's perseverance against all odds gave birth to a global phenomenon. This what-if scenario proves that sometimes success comes only after pushing through near disaster. Harrison Ford wasn't the first choice. Han Solo without Harrison Ford? It sounds impossible now, but Ford was not the studio's first choice for the role. Actors like Al Pacino, Kurt Russell, and even Christopher Walken were all considered before Ford. George Lucas originally wanted a completely fresh face, but Ford, who was working as a carpenter at the time, helped with line readings during auditions. His natural charisma instantly won everyone over. Ford's mix of cockiness and charm defined Han Solo and made the character unforgettable. If another actor had been cast, Star Wars could have turned out drastically different. This proves that sometimes the perfect role finds the perfect actor in the most unexpected ways. The lightsaber sound came from pure experimentation. One of the most iconic sounds in film history, the hum of a lightsaber, wasn't created with high-tech gadgets. Sound designer Ben Burtt stumbled upon it accidentally. He combined the noise of an old film projector motor with the buzz of a broken television set. The result was the unmistakable lightsaber hum we all recognize today. Burt even recorded the sound of a microphone passing near a TV to create the swooshing effect. It's amazing how something so simple became so legendary. Without this accidental discovery, lightsabers might not feel nearly as magical. This shows that innovation in film often comes from creativity, not expensive technology. Chewbacca's voice is a mix of animals. Ever wondered what makes Chewbacca's growls and roars sound so real? His voice is actually a blend of recordings from bears, walruses, lions, and other animals. Sound designer Ben Burtt carefully layered these animal sounds together to create a completely new language for Chewie. The result gave the Wookiee a unique personality without using a single human word. Audiences instantly connected with Chewbacca because his voice felt alive and emotional, even without subtitles. It's incredible how animal noises, when mixed creatively, can turn into the voice of one of cinema's most beloved sidekicks. Without this experiment, Chewbacca might not have become the fan favorite he is today. The stormtrooper who bumped his head. One of the funniest mistakes in A New Hope became a fan favorite moment. During a scene when stormtroopers enter a control room, one actor accidentally hit his head on the doorway. Instead of reshooting, the mistake stayed in the final cut. Fans quickly noticed and loved the blooper so much that later releases even added a thump sound effect to highlight it. This tiny accident turned into one of the most memorable inside jokes in Star Wars history. It's proof that sometimes bloopers add charm to a movie and remind us that even legendary films have human mistakes hidden in plain sight. Luke Skywalker's last name almost was Starkiller. Before he became the iconic Luke Skywalker, George Lucas had planned to name his hero Luke Starkiller. The name carried through much of the early script drafts and even appeared in early promotional material. But Lucas worried that the word Starkiller sounded too violent, especially after recent tragic events at the time. He decided to change it to Skywalker, which felt more hopeful and inspiring. Today, it's impossible to imagine the saga without that legendary name. Interestingly, Lucas later reused Starkiller in The Force Awakens as the name of the massive weapon, proving that no idea ever truly goes to waste in the Star Wars galaxy. Darth Vader's breathing came from a real machine. Darth Vader's menacing breathing is one of cinema's most recognizable sounds, but it wasn't digitally made. Sound designer Ben Burtt recorded himself breathing through a scuba diving regulator. The result gave Vader a mechanical, unsettling presence that instantly struck fear into audiences. This simple trick turned into an iconic feature of the character. The heavy breathing not only emphasized Vader's inhuman nature, but also built his terrifying reputation without him needing to speak. Imagine Star Wars without that chilling inhale and exhale. It simply wouldn't be the same. Sometimes the smallest creative choices leave the biggest mark in movie history. The trash compactor scene used real garbage. The trash compactor sequence where Luke, Han, Leia, and Chewbacca nearly get crushed was already intense, but what made it worse for the cast was that the garbage was real. To make the scene look accurate, the set was filled with actual trash that quickly started to stink under the hot lights. Mark Hamill even held his breath for so long during takes that he burst a blood vessel in his face, which caused continuity issues in later shots. The discomfort the actors felt on set definitely translated into the tension of the scene. What was just another dangerous escape for the characters was a truly unpleasant experience for the cast. The opening crawl was a nightmare to film. The iconic opening crawl text that drifts into space looks simple, but in 1977, it was anything but. Instead of computer graphics, filmmakers used practical effects by printing the text on a long sheet and physically filming it with a camera. Getting the perspective and angle right was extremely difficult and took hours of adjustments. Any slight vibration ruined the shot, forcing the crew to start again. Ironically, something that modern software could do in seconds took days of painstaking effort back then. But the hard work paid off. The opening crawl became a signature of the entire Star Wars franchise, setting the stage for every epic adventure that followed. The Millennium Falcon's design was inspired by a hamburger. Believe it or not, the design of the Millennium Falcon wasn't originally supposed to look the way it does. Early sketches had it shaped more like a traditional spaceship, but when George Lucas saw other films using similar designs, he wanted something unique. The inspiration came to the model makers while eating. Lucas compared the Falcon's new look to a hamburger with an olive on the side. The saucer-like body with the cockpit jutting out became one of the most recognizable ships in cinema. A simple meal ended up inspiring the starship that would forever be known as the fastest hunt of junk in the galaxy.
11. R2-D2's voice was created using synthesizers and beeps. R2-D2 might not speak actual words, but his voice is instantly recognizable. Sound designer Ben Burtt created R2's language by mixing synthesizer tones with his own vocalizations. He would record himself making playful sounds, whistles, squeaks, and humming, and then blend them with electronic effects. This gave R2-D2 a warm, emotional quality, making him feel less like a machine and more like a loyal friend. Audiences quickly connected with him, understanding his feelings without needing subtitles. This genius sound design proved that communication goes beyond spoken words. Without those clever beeps and boops, R2-D2 might never have become one of the most beloved characters in the entire Star Wars saga. 12. Alec Guinness didn't believe in the movie. Sir Alec Guinness, the legendary actor who played Obi-Wan Kenobi, wasn't exactly a fan of Star Wars. While filming, he reportedly called the dialogue rubbish and often struggled to take the story seriously. In letters to friends, Guinness admitted he thought the movie would be a flop, yet his role as Obi-Wan Kenobi became iconic, earning him generations of fans. Ironically, he negotiated a percentage of the film's profits, an unusual move at the time that made him millions when Star Wars became a worldwide phenomenon. Even though Guinness wasn't convinced by the film's magic, his performance helped shape the very heart of the saga. Sometimes legends are created by accident. 13. Carrie Fisher was told to lose weight for the role. When Carrie Fisher was cast as Princess Leia, studio executives pressured her to lose weight before filming began. At just 19 years old, she was asked to slim down to fit the Hollywood standard of the time. Fisher later admitted the process was difficult and unfair, though she managed it professionally. Despite this, her portrayal of Leia broke barriers. She wasn't just a damsel in distress, but a fierce leader who stood equal to the male heroes. This fact highlights how tough Hollywood could be for young actresses, even in groundbreaking films. Fisher's resilience not only made Leia unforgettable, but also turned her into a real-life icon of strength.